What does he think? We're stupid? And the people online that are trying to pretend that we are the ones betraying Trump for holding him accountable to his promises that he made to us when we voted for him, when we encouraged other people to vote for him. You're pretending.
I didn't think they was going to go after Cubans. We are not the bad people. I vote Trump because he wants to help the people, but this is not right.
Florida will be the downfall of Latinos and Hispanics every time. Florida is what I will vote for Donald Trump. Florida is the home of I will vote for Donald Trump. That's where they.
I was elected last year, November. Some Latino people are regretting as to why he betrayed them. Like, they voted for him, but he ended up not doing what exactly he was supposed to do. So they felt that they are being betrayed, manipulated, and their vote, they are regretting as to why they didn't just vote, but they voted for the policing, but the policing is what is affecting them. Hello, welcome family, welcome back to Brilliance React YouTube channel, and today we are going to react to certain videos about the United States of American President Donald Trump. There's a mixed reaction about the Latino people. Actually, they are the one who voted for him, the majority. So they are complaining, they are regretting as to why their decision to vote for him actually affects them. Let's see these videos. Kindly, for those who haven't subscribed, consider subscribing, and thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much for the returning subscribers. Please like, share, and comment down below your thoughts about this.
It's been happening frequently at the 333 Miami Avenue Federal Court building. Janet Correa's husband was detained this week. According to her immigration lawyer, he has already been placed on expedite removal.
That's unfair. This is unfair. I'm so sorry I can't talk.
Let me ask
I don't
you.
know how I'm going to say that to my mom. My mom has a hard time.
Judel Camejia cannot believe she's going back home without her nephew, 29-year-old Yasael Almonte Mejia. Like many other immigrants, when their case is dismissed, they are detained at the hallway.
Lived in Florida for more than half his life and worked for the same construction job for many decades. Every day that goes without him here is a day lost forever. This is about being human, about love, connection, and presence. The one thing he needs the most is the one thing that we're being kept from giving him, which is us. I feel that it would be immoral and inhumane to let a man who is suffering, who is terminally ill, spend what little time he has left in pain and isolation. Please don't let him die in a cell. Please don't let his final memories be of those of pain and isolation.
The one thing your dad needs the most is his family. And that is the one thing that his own daughter kept from him by voting for Trump, because you thought you were white. But this is the most extreme reality check for you, that your proximity to whiteness, that your white husband, your white baby, your white in-laws, your new white family, none of that means you are white. And it's not going to protect you, and it didn't protect your dad. You voted for a man who you knew was immoral and inhumane, who ran on mass deportation and said,
"They're poisoning the blood of our country." That's what they've done.
Immigrants are poisoning the blood of our country. He's talking about your dad. He's talking about you. But you thought other people would suffer, and you were perfectly okay with that because you thought you were white. So that makes you immoral and inhumane for voting for Trump. And therefore, you voted for your own father who is suffering, who is terminally ill, to spend what little time he has left in pain and isolation, to die in a cell with his final memories being pain and isolation. You got to spend the rest of your life knowing that this is how your father died because of your vote. This is an extreme example of how pathetically desperate some brown and black people are for white acceptance and white validation. They will trade in their own family and loved ones for it. That self-hate that stems from generations of internalized racism, the need to still assimilate to whiteness, is still so ingrained in so many Latinos who will erase themselves just to be disposable to people who will never accept them. She's a perfect example. She was dumb enough to let those people use her for her vote, and now she's disposable to them in the worst way possible.
Florida will be the downfall of Latinos and Hispanics every time. Florida is what I will vote for Donald Trump. Florida is the home of I will vote for Donald Trump. That's where they live. Vote where was I for Donald Trump. The Florida Hispanics had a hit with that one. Y'all trash. Y'all trash. Trump trash. His wig is trash. All y'all are garbage, okay? Y'all gonna be the downfall of the Latinos every motherfucking time. Florida Latinos, Hispanics from Florida. You cannot tell them that they are not Caucasian. Like, it's really just ridiculous.
Vote for Donald Trump. I love my freedom. I will vote for Donald Trump.
Tuesday morning, a Bolivian woman and her children taken into custody. Her Cuban husband telling reporters his wife and 2 children were taken, and the youngest, who is a year old, is American.
Please tell us what we need to legally do. We entered the country legally. We don't have problems. We are not delinquents.
They're taking workers away from their cities, and they will not be silent.
We're not criminals or anything. We're here legally.
Now he's vowing to get an attorney and fight for their release, and what he wants is support.
I want the Latin community to see this and give their support or help us.
Person after person left Miami's immigration court in tears Thursday.
And there's actually people sobbing on the other line, crying, and scared for the family members.
Practically the same day he took office, he went against Venezuelans. It seemed personal.
While Didi Espinosa was being handcuffed by ICE agents in the hallway of federal court in Miami, his wife was yelling, quote, "This is unfair. It's not fair." A U.S. citizen married to 44-year-old Espinosa, born in Cuba. The couple met 2 years ago. This month, they got married. They had to wait for his divorce to be approved. On Monday afternoon, he was detained.
I got a question to my Latinos for Trump. How y'all feel today? Do y'all see what's going on in California right now? Do y'all see how voting for Donald Trump didn't give y'all a single brownie point with white, uneducated voters? How it did y'all no good. Wearing a MAGA hat, thinking that was going to put y'all above it all. Now, abuela, tío, and tia, and mijo, and mija, everybody getting sent up out of here. Without an ounce of due process, right along with you. How y'all feel today? Honestly. Y'all did all that. Latinos for Trump, we love Trump. Now you're up out of here. Y'all were the deciding factor in all of this. White, uneducated voters were going to vote for Trump no matter what. That was a lost cause. But you people, on the other hand, whole different ball game. This was an open book test, and y'all failed.
Hey, I voted for Donald Trump. And really starting to regret my vote because this isn't what I voted for. I voted for a lot more people to go to jail. I voted for a lot more politicians to be stripped of their power and put in prison for the crimes that they've committed against humanity. I voted for the Epstein list to come out. The full list. The full fucking list of every politician, every bureaucrat that had anything to do with those minors.
If you could say anything to President Trump now, what would you say?
I expected better from you. I really did. I expected that you would do what was right and cut waste and fraud and all of those things that you promised us before we elected you in office, but you're not doing that. You're creating a disaster, and I don't know what America is going to look like if this continues.
Did you ever think that your job would be impacted in a Trump administration?
No, absolutely not.
Jennifer Piggott was abruptly fired from her job at the Treasury Department's Bureau of Fiscal Service here in Parkersburg, West Virginia, along with 124 other probationary employees. She'd voted for Donald Trump and thought her government job would be safe.
But to cut the knees out of the working class Americans just doesn't make sense to me. You know, it's what's the checking account look like, babe? We went through our list of items on our budget and said, what can we get rid of? And we've gotten rid of all of those things, including cable. I had my last review on the 31st of January, and I had the highest rating that you can get on a review, less than 21 days before I was terminated for my performance.
On top of losing her job, Jennifer is facing backlash from both Democrats and Republicans for speaking out. She's received death threats and more.
Our home's been egged. You know, they've hacked my Instagram and posted horrible things about my deceased mother.
Do you know who is starting to come across my FYP that is totally pissing me off? It's not maggots. Well, it is the maggots. They're a piece of shit and they're dumb as hell. They piss me off every day. But it is this whole group of the Latinos that went and voted for Donald Trump. I guess you could say they fucked around and found out. And they went and voted for a man that we told them do not vote for. They went and voted for the man that said he is going to do exactly what he's doing. And they want sympathy from us? I don't care. I don't care at all. Fuck you. And I hope you get deported.
I didn't think they was going to go after Cubans. We are not the bad people. I vote Trump because he wants to help the people, but this is not right.
How does the Latino vote differ so much from the black vote? Because we got our own white people. Oh. And people don't understand that we have all, and the assimilation possibility for Latinx, Latin people is higher. People can come from other parts of Latin America, marry white as like they're told to do, assimilate and assume a white identity that black people cannot escape from. So they will continue to vote in that way because to them that's upward mobility. And unfortunately for us, success means being patted on the back. Not all of us, because y'all gonna go crazy on Twitter. I ain't got a Twitter, so it's okay. But they get the pat on the back from white people, and they feel like that's what being American is. Damn. And that colorism is real in our community. It is real.
What does he think? We're stupid? And the people online that are trying to pretend that we are the ones betraying Trump for holding him accountable to his promises that he made to us when we voted for him, when we encouraged other people to vote for him. You're pretending that we're the ones that are problematic? This level of gaslighting that's taking place, you got Laura Loomer out there saying, screenshot every tweet that's against Donald Trump. Let me tell you something, sweetheart. You better start capturing Donald Trump's tweets that are going out right now because they seem pretty against Donald Trump's ideas of yesteryear. That's all I'm saying.
Today I spoke with Congresswoman Mary Gay Scanlon and her guest, a veteran and former federal worker from Delaware County.
We wanted to highlight one of the people who'd been unjustly fired. Smitty has been with the IRS Taxpayer Advocacy Service, so he works with taxpayers to help them make sure they're paying the correct amount, they're not paying too much.
I loved doing that job. I loved helping people out. And being told that you can't go to work anymore because you haven't been there for a year is just kind of horrible, The Taxpayer Advocate Service is already undermanned as it is. And, when the case advocates are averaging over 120 cases per person and you're letting everybody go, how does that help the taxpayer?
Did you support President Trump in the last election?
Honestly, yeah, I did. I thought, he would be someone that would, because he talked a lot about taking care of the military, taking care of the veterans, taking care of the people that put them in office, and it just hasn't happened. So if I could go back in time, I would have voted for, Vice President Harris in a heartbeat.
I think when people told you that they were voting for him because of the economy, they were lying. I think people voted for him because this country, too many people in this country, couldn't even think about voting for a black female.
Okay.
So when but they don't want to say, they're not going to say, I'm not voting for her because she's a woman or she's black. God forbid she's both. Oh, and by the way, she's married to a Jewish guy. They're not going to say that. They're going to say, I'm voting for him because of the economy. They're liars.
Hold on. Completely agree with a lot of what you say. But when we say they're liars, we don't mean all of them. Put your best spin on. Why would
he's a good businessman. They think he was going to make us money.
A good businessman do good for the economy and make money? Okay, smart guy. Why did good people vote for Trump?
You voted for...
I think a lot of you guys that voted for Trump and are now regretting it or changed their minds, whatever, a lot of y'all keep defending him because you would much rather act like you didn't do anything wrong instead of owning up to it and saying, you know what, I made a mistake, I messed up, I wasn't doing my research, or I was lied to, I felt blinded, whatever it is. Instead of coming on here and saying that, you would much rather keep defending this man because it's what's going to make you feel less guilty. It's going to make you feel like what you're standing up for is the right thing, when in reality you know that it's not, and you know that you messed up, but you'd rather just continue like nothing is going on because you'd rather turn a blind eye to what's going on rather than have to own up to your shit and say, I made a mistake. Because y'all's pride is up here, it's full. Let go of that pride, let go of the ego, and just admit that you made a mistake, and that's fine. People make mistakes, we're not perfect. I don't think that everybody who voted for Trump is a bad person. I think a lot of people either didn't have the right information, they were ignorant, they were blinded, their belief, whatever. I don't think every person who's voted for Trump is a bad person. I just don't. I don't see everything black and white. Like, I don't just see like, oh, it's either this or that. No, I think there's like in between. The world is a complex place to be in, and we're humans. We're bound to make mistakes. Shit happens. But it's more of like when you know that there's something that's going on and that's not okay, and you decide to just keep quiet, I think that's cowardly. I think you should be able to come and say, you know what, I fucked up and I'm sorry, and just try to be a better person. So if that's you and you used to support Trump or his ways, and now you're scared to come on here and say, oops, let me tell you, it takes a lot of courage. It does. And I would respect somebody that does that so much more than somebody who stands by what they believe in just for the F of it, just because that's what they believed in at some point and they are not willing to change. So
see, we told you how it was going to begin, and then we told you how it was going to end. Look at this shit.
Very happy and excited that Trump won. As far as financially, obviously nothing's really changed. We're still under the Biden administration, but I know that it is coming, and so I admit I regret my vote for Donald Trump. I regret it because I needed these changes sooner. I needed the prices to go down sooner so that I didn't drain out my big...
See, some of y'all are still in the fuck around and find out stage. See, most of y'all thought that when he was elected, he was going to change everything for you. Didn't realize that his first 100 days, he didn't give two shits about you. Every executive order was for something else besides what you thought it was going to be for. He's a businessman, so I'm not even sure why you guys are even surprised. These type of people don't go through everyday American shit. You thought he was going to feel your pain or he was going to help you out with what you was going through? Good old Daddy Donnie got your ass again. Hey, as I always say, this is who y'all voted for.
I never thought that I would see a day where I would be rooting for a university above Donald J. Trump and his administration. But I don't recognize his administration right now. I don't recognize what's happening. How could Trump be such a free speech enthusiast and allowing these things to happen? Going after college universities, trying to suppress speech while pretending that you're not suppressing speech, while pretending that you're fighting DEI. It's so messy. It's so obvious. Everyone knows what you're doing. People who are still trying to grift, I suppose, are not willing to challenge you on this, which is ridiculous, because when you are out of office, we are going to have to live with these consequences. Our children are going to have to grow up in this America, okay? So when you threaten our speech, it's not worth it so that we can have pom-poms and go hurrah for a couple of years, then go, okay, well, yeah, now it kind of stinks because, oh, we're getting arrested for wrong things.
It's been a few days since I lost my job. I posted a few days ago, and
I am now thoroughly regretting my vote for Trump. I had no idea that this is where it was going to go, that this is what he was going to do. You see Cheetos up there? Hi, Cheetos. Who's going to feed him? Who's going to buy my cat food? Who's going to buy my kids food? I had an absolutely amazing position where I was able to basically have America count on me. And now that's been taken away. I no longer have faith in the economy. I no longer have faith in Trump. I no longer have faith that we are ever going to find out how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. I no longer have that faith. It's gone. So you can crack all the jokes you want to. You can make fun of us all you want. But I was earning $45 a minute in hopes of figuring out how many licks it took to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. And now the world may never know.
Everybody involved with this organization can go straight to hell because we do not want to hear this now. Because wasn't this y'all just a couple of months ago?
Puerto Ricans, let's stay united. Let's vote for Trump.
Now we have all these Latinos online talking about they regret their vote for Trump because of how he's handling this immigration situation and starting to mass deport illegal immigrants. This is the part that's making me mad the most about these people saying they regret their vote for Trump, because it was literally a part of his campaign. That was one of his biggest talking points, was that he was going to start mass deporting any type of illegal immigrant, whether they were a criminal, whether they're a teacher, had a business, anything. They were going to deport everybody who was here illegally. And the fact that y'all are trying to act now that y'all did not know he was going to do this is crazy, because the sign was like, the writing was on the wall. Then you got the people online saying black people shouldn't say anything about this. We tried to help y'all. Y'all sold your people out.
I'm Hispanic and I vote for Mr. Trump. We vote for Mr. Trump. Yes, Mr. Trump. We love you. We love you. All the way to the White House.
Beyond betrayal. They used us. They actually, during the campaign, and I don't want to make this political, but during the campaign, the elected officials from the Republican Party, they actually told us that he was not going to touch the documented people.
In 2024, last year, November, a lot of majority of the Hispanic, the Latinos, and the Mexican people are the people who voted for Trump. And in reality is that they didn't just vote. They vote for the white people because they felt that the white people will favor them instead of protection of the Cubans and the Venezuelans. It has caused delusionals in the refugee camps. The white MAGAs, Latinos, are so furious that they learned that the black cannot be deported. They thought that what they had voted for will work against their will, that they were being deported, detained, there's massive deportation, there's losing of job. All this has resulted to mixed reaction. Now they are crying. The white people voted so that they can get the closeness to white supremacy and white privileges. In reality, it's not what they voted for. They feel betrayed, they feel used and manipulated. As you have seen, the white, that lady that have voted for Donald Trump, her husband is being deported, and Donald Trump to help her. Also, there is raiding in school and workplace. People are living in fear because he had been raped by the ICE department. People are living in fear also because they had been separated by their community. So what the white community learned from this is that don't vote for your personal interest, vote for the interests of the whole community. Something that will favor all of you, not just because of your race, because of this and this. Racism is so expensive. Kindly don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment down below your experiences and thought about this. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next time.